Just remember, be careful who you vote for.
I'm loving you with the truth. If you say that you're a Christian, but people can't see it in you. Christian, please, Christian, please, Christian, please, Christian, please, Christian, please.
Hey everybody, this is Young Gospel with another episode of Christian Please. And this one is a little bit more controversial than the others, but you know what? That's what we're here for, to talk about things that are going on in the world from a Christian perspective, but most of all, a biblical perspective. Now, some of you may not know, but just this past week, there was a law passed in New York City called the Reproductive Health Act, where mothers are allowed to abort their babies until their due date, based upon viable reasons or health risk. Now, in 1970, New York was the first state to pass the abortion law. And now in 2019, they are the first state to pass what is now aborting babies until their due dates. So you can have a 9-month-old baby and decide that there is a viable reason or a health risk to the mother and kill the baby. That's just how it is. Now, they were doing this anyways, illegally, but now it's legal for you to do this. What they would do would be called post-term abortions, where they would take the baby partial out, and then they would sever the spinal cord, and then they would birth the baby. A post-term abortion. Now, the thing about it is, though, is that because of what's been going on in America, especially since we are typically or used to be the last Christian nation on earth, is that the church has been divided over a lot of things that are going on. Now, we know it's the last days, and in the last days, people will be lovers of themselves. They will only care about themselves. They will say right is wrong and wrong is right. But I'm talking technically to the Christians because, again, you may have seen my first blog. I don't tell the world how to live and what to do. That's their choice. They can answer to God for it. That's not my job. But I can talk to you Christians here. Now, the story that I'm going to use here that relates to the Bible is from Paul. Now, Paul was called Saul before he changed his name. And Saul actually voted on who would live and who would die when it came to Christians. A Jewish person would accept Jesus Christ. Paul voted to kill people. So now, the question that I have for you Christians is that if you vote for somebody who kills babies, does that make you responsible as well? If, as a Christian, you say that a woman has rights to do whatever they want with their body, does that make you responsible as well? Now, I've been hearing this argument about you can't tell a woman what to do with their body. Now, the thing about truth is that if you're against truth, you have to be a hypocrite. There is no other way around. You can't tell somebody that defends a lie is not a hypocrite. Well, how do you say, Young Gospel? Now, check this out. If a loved one starts to take a knife and starts cutting themselves, slicing their arms, you put them in a hospital because you say there's something wrong with them. But it's their body. They're not hurting anybody else. It's their body. But if they start cutting themselves, or if a young child went to a doctor and says, you know what, I just want to cut my fingers off, you put them in the psych ward because you want them to stop cutting themselves. But those same people who say we love them so we don't want them to cut themselves are the same people who says it's their body, let them cut themselves. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's okay for a mother to kill an 8-month-old baby, but it's not okay for a mother to cut her wrists or cut her arms or cut her neck off. That doesn't make any sense. You can cut your body, but you can't cut your body. See, it's a hypocrite. You can't have it both ways. Either you're for people hurting themselves or you're not for people hurting themselves. You can't have it the other way. So what I really want you guys to do, especially you Christian people, is I want you to study up on this Reproductive Health Act. And just remember, also what they passed a law for is they passed a law saying that you cannot tell a boy that he shouldn't be a girl, because they now passed the law saying that you can't give transgender minors counsel. So now you can't even tell your own kid or anybody else saying, hey, guess what? You know what? You're a boy. You may want to still be a boy. You may not want to be a girl, and this is why. Or, hey, guess what? You're not a girl. You're a boy. This is why. It's a law against that now. But again, they call us Christians crazy, right? Well, that's my time. Really, Christians, start praying about this. Get into your word. Remember, everything is in God's control. God has everything in control. Just remember, we cannot divide ourselves over this any longer. Either you're going to stand with the word of God and be a Christian, or please stop calling yourself a Christian and go to the other side, because you're really making us look bad. Well, that's my time. Just remember, love God, love people, pray to God, pray for people. I'm out.
I'm loving you with the